Well, it's around 1 in the morning, or 1:30 in the morning, Sault Ste. Marie, Walmart parking lot. And as you guys can see, I got a new toy here. Well, actually 3 new toys. New trailer and 2 engines. So I'll do a bit of an update in the morning, because I am freaking tired. Well, now that it's daytime, you guys can get a better look. Picked up the trailer to bring these engines home. That was a little bit of a impulse buy, but I couldn't leave these babies behind. So
3 acorns.
Yeah. Not sure if I'm going to get a shot of what these are. It's going to be in focus worth a shit, but this one's going to be upside down on there, but gives you a good idea. Well, I guess if any of you guys are following my Facebook page, you know I already picked up 2 antique engines. That one there seems to turn over fine. This one here turns over until the piston hits the valve, because the valve is stuck down. So this here, I gotta give some lube in there. The actual rocker arm, I guess you'd call it, is all seized up. So do that. Get the valve all freed up. Don't really want to pull the head yet unless I have to. So it does turn freely until it hits. I'll let it hit slowly because I don't want to do any damage. Right there it hit. So you can see the flywheel been welded back on before. So I don't know how straight it is yet. Okay, so the good thing is the valve itself isn't stuck. So loosen her right off here. This pin and bolt there is a little stuck, but this I'll probably have to unbolt this here, clean it up, and yeah, it still hits. So gotta go all the way back with this, and then I'll have to, I don't want to use my pliers anymore on there, I don't want to strip it, but yeah, looks like 2 bolts right here, and I can take off the entire rocker arm assembly. So, and this here just runs on there's not meant to be one on here. It's just atmosphere is what that one runs on. So probably pull out the spark plug too. Ooh, some rust in there. There. Ooh. Pull that off, and I'll get some penetrating oil in there just to kind of give it a flush. Because again, these were in the water because it poured rain on us. That one I'll have to do the same thing with. Well, I'm just flushing them right now. Just gave that tank a clean, and that one almost had a rat's nest in the tank. Even though they were covered, it was bad. But you can see how the color of the water that's coming out of them. So, and yes, I know that's the intake, a little bit of water in there, but it has to get sucked up. So I'm not too worried about it going into the cylinder. And I am going to be removing that bottom plate. And of course, once I'm done this, it's about to start pouring rain. It's already starting to thunder, and I'll probably be fogging the machine before I store it. So. And they are going most likely in the garage overnight. So that's as long as everything goes well. And it doesn't start pouring rain on me. This one, the valve's plugged up to drain it. Not too big of a deal. I'll stick something up there and unplug it. And as for this one here, I don't like the way it's dripping underneath there. I hope there's no cracks in it. And of course that's tight-ish. Do this with my left hand. Just give me a second here. That's why I'm flushing it right there. That is pretty bad. A little bit rusty. So once I flush it, I'll wash it out with oil. Take these hands off here. I'll flush it with like a synthetic oil or something to stop it from rusting. So yeah, it's pretty plugged up. You can see the stuff already stuck in it. So might take a while, but again, it's starting to rain anyway, so might as well make some water, and then I'll wash off the trailer. And going to be putting this trailer for sale because I only bought it to bring home these engines, and I don't really need it. So for now, just shove the zip tie up in there to get that one to start draining. So this one here is still draining. This one holds a hell of a lot more, that's for sure. So be a few minutes and flush this one about a dozen times at least. I don't want any bugs in the garage. Okay, so I just got my brother to help me bring these in while my dad was gone shopping. They've been in the shop for about maybe 20 minutes, if that. I started looking over them. I actually have them both turning over nicely now. I got the spark plug out of both of them here. You can see here. Everything's moving here. Got the spark plug out, and this one's an international harvester. Also, people call them, it's McCormick-Deering or IHC. It's a Model M. This one here, shape-wise, it actually seems to be pretty decent. It has a Y-sco, or Y-sco, like, you know, magneto here. If I can even get that to focus, there you go. So it's the Model EK. It needs to be recharged. There's no spark on it. I could pull it apart, check it out, but from what I can see, there's no spark. I still need to play around with it. It's missing the top oiler here. That's not too big of a deal. I sprayed some oil in there. As you can see, the hopper still has a little bit of junk in it, but I'll work on giving that a little bit of a cleaning after. This one here seems to be actually in pretty decent shape. I'll just kind of get a little bit of a shot on of everything here. I still got to work on cleaning it up a bit. So what I'm thinking, how I'm going to clean it is I'm not going to repaint it. I'm just going to degrease it. I'm going to cover it with boiled linseed oil and mineral spirits, kind of mix 50-50. It's the same thing I do on my antique axes and stuff like that. So you got your little grease caps at the end here. This is the carburetor up at the top. You got your choke right here. So which it all needs to be cleaned, and it's not missing a second rocker arm. That's the way it is. This one here is atmosphere pressure will actually pull it in. Well, when the piston goes down, it'll actually suck enough that the spring will let it go in. So that's how that works. And for anyone that's wondering, this is not a hit and miss. That is not a hit and miss. These are not hit and miss engines. They're actually throttle, like they're governed like inside it. So it's a throttle governor system. This one here is rated at 1.5 horsepower from what I can read off that tag there, which is kind of starting to fall apart, but I'll get a better shot at that in a few seconds here. There you go. So it's rated for 1.5 horsepower. Now, as for the date of manufacture, because this one here is, because of the type of ignition system on this one, like this one here has the magneto. It's a Model EK. I believe when I looked it up, those were made from 1924 and sooner and later. Blah, 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 you know what I mean? Patent date does have a 1920 patent date on here, so if that's going to show up. So before, if I remember right, 1921 to 1923, they had a Bosch rotary style one. And 1917 to 1920 or 1921, they had they just had an igniter system on it. So again, no spark. So I still got to clean it up, kind of check out everything. Again, I just got these in the garage, so I will be doing a little bit more work on it, cleaning it up. I'm going to have to decide on what kind of fuel pump system I want to run on this one, because this one here does not have a fuel pump. Yeah. So this one here, I got to decide if I want to use the. I got to decide on then if I want to put a top tank on it for a fuel tank or just work with this stock setup. This one here is also an IHC International Harvester. This one here is a Model LB because it has the oil line coming from here, which actually will drip oil onto the felt to lubricate your whole top end. So this one here, you can see a little bit of rust in there. The choke cap actually fell off when I tried to unscrew it, which I kind of figured that was going to happen. But I had to open this up here because I wanted to get the rat's nest out, which there was one in there. Again, I sprayed this one down with lube. There's no spark plug in it. So, but it does turn over nicely. And you can see I turn the flywheel one way, the other side goes the other way. And it's a 3 to 5 horsepower, so I guess that'd be like 3 horsepower, that'd be 5 horsepower. Again, no spark. So, and other than that, this one here, don't know what I'm going to do with this one. This one here, I might be reselling. To be honest, I hate starting these ones. Back about 5 years ago when I started one, I had a kick back, run backwards, and yeah, that kind of hurts the hand when it kicks back. These ones here were made 1941 to 1948. The LB model. The LA model was 1934 to 1941. And other than that, it actually seems to be in pretty decent shape. So they both seem to have actually very good compression. Got the spark plugs all right there, got the crank up there. So again, on this one here, it looks like someone already repainted it. So unless that's just a factory primer, which I'm not too sure, but I'm just going to go mineral spirits with a little bit of boiled linseed oil, and that's the way it's going to sit. This one here, basically, you have your 300 RPM, 500 RPM, and yeah, it is a throttle governor system on this one. They're both like that. None of them are hit and miss, so a lot of people see engines like this, they think they're hit and miss, but nope, these ones aren't. When I first went to buy them, I thought they were hit and miss, but it's not till I got them on the truck that I realized that it's not a hit and miss. Hit and miss, you'll have the big spring set up on them, so just for draining the water out of the bottom. And other than that, they actually seem to be in pretty decent shape. So yeah, I guess that's where I'm going to leave this video. Right now it's Friday, I guess around 6 o'clock, and I'm going quadding tomorrow, or might end up going Sunday, so I gotta just leave these guys here. I still got to decide what I want to use for a cart on them. I'm thinking temporary. I got this cart right here that I have a box of junk on. I'll probably use that to do it, so that's most likely what I'm going to use to work on them, because again, roughly this one here, I don't really know the exact weight, but this one is a lot heavier, so say 350, 300, something along that lines. I never bothered looking it up or anything, so yeah. And other than that, that's pretty much all that's happening this weekend, so sweet. And one more thing I thought I'd mention, this one is missing the valve cover on the end, and it's missing the little hopper cap, so I'm not too worried about that. But the valve cover, I'm going to see if I could try to find one, and it's also missing the fuel tank that slides underneath it, so I don't know if I'll try to track one down. I did see there's some manufacturers that are selling them new, so might get something like that, or I might just use just some other type of fuel tank, just temporary. So this one here, I'm not too sure if what I'm going to do yet for the fuel tank, so I don't know if I'd trust using the bottom base as a fuel tank. It all depends, I guess, on what shape it's in. And one more thing I thought I'd mention is you can see here that this actually has been welded back on in a few spots. So, and the funny thing is, well, it's not really funny, it's a good thing. It actually is, it's nice, like it's not bent or anything. The wobbliness is the whole machine kind of shaking on the rotten board, so yeah, that's not too big of a deal. I could always get a different flywheel for that side later on if I decided to. So yes, that will be the end of this video. Just thought I'd mention a few things. And the rest of the videos from my vacation will be coming up probably in the next day or two. I just thought I'd post this stuff quick.